We can't do a podcast episode without talking about like the Gen AI
Oh,
innovation stuff going on in data. That we couldn't do that. It's against the rules. It's a big question, but how do you see some of the sort of Gen AI agents, different workflows impacting the need for data, the need for data quality? Like, how are you seeing that play out?
I'll go first and about from a technology perspective. So from a business perspective, we see that AI can be at the consumer level. Let's help a consumer or a patient find a provider through AI. Let's help them search. Let's serve them up the right providers based on their conditions or their injury or illnesses. So in our tools, we see that AI is very helpful for them. When you What we're also seeing is tons of security assessments around AI. And going back to the asset of these companies being provider data, there is an intrigue on how are you going to embed AI? But wait, what are you going to do? And don't jack up our data. Because when we're putting our methodologies and algorithms on data, we're transferring that data back. So it's a lot of, we're very intrigued in AI, but at an arm's length until we truly can understand how it impacts our asset. So be very cautious, Perspective and others, on how you use it. So where there have been, when you sign your contracts with HIPAA and PHI and PII and all these different security, AI is a whole nother security assessment that has emerged in the last year that people are talking about it and they want components of it. And we're embedding components of it in our technology that's more consumer facing. But when we get to the data, there is AI restrictions we do. And I'll let Bo elaborate a little bit more.
Yeah, that is very true. Most of our clients at this point want to know what kind of AI we're using on the product or any way possible. They also want to know how their data is directly used in machine learning models. And yesterday I was reviewing one and they wanted us to list every single variable that's used in every single model, literally. And they also wanted to explain on us to explain, okay, this variable, how it impacted the output of the model. Like literally just they just want to know in and out of the model and everything the model does. So that's we can see how companies are curious about this AI and then they're very cautious about their data being used. And they don't want to be dinged in any way possible by whatever regulations there is right now or that's coming their way. So they internally at Perspective with all those inquiries about security and AI, that kind of gives more weight towards it, how like being very transparent about how we're doing things. Because when you think of in old ways, things like machine learning models can be very valuable asset to the company who came up with it. Opening it up or explaining the algorithm of it, or especially that feature engineering, how you did it, just telling everybody that is really secret sauce that you're opening up. But in healthcare industry, with the level of confidentiality of the data that they're sharing with us, it sounds like it might be necessary for them to actually understand what's going on with their data and what they're getting out of it, especially if it's beneficial to them. So figuring out how to share this core knowledge with them so enough for them to understand the benefit of it is one thing. I think it's almost a homework of this industry, the tech company's homework in this industry, because to April's point, everybody's very careful, cautious, almost fearful of using AI at the moment.